there isn't actually a point at which we decide between passive and active. We think the argument between passive and active is redundant. Our view is that in order to get our asset allocation decision implemented effectively, what we try and do is make sure that the investment that we choose actually gets us the asset class that we want. There is no decision in the beginning of the process about whether we allocate to active or passive. The decision is what is the best way to get our asset allocation decision implemented properly.
Let's talk about equities, where we've decided we want to have X% equities in a specific client solution. What you would find is our equity carve-out is sort of broken down according to what we believe the structural drivers of equity are, which is predominantly the four prominent investment styles, which is quality, value, momentum, and smaller caps, and would also add like market beta as part of those four. So essentially you end up with 5 carve-outs within the overall equity at equal weight. So that's one manner in which active easily comes in. The second one, which is pretty much a variation of the first scenario, is where a client in particular wants the passive part to become the core part, and then there's different investment styles to be the satellites. So in this case, instead of equal weighting, we'll then increase the weight to passive as the core holding, and then the smart beta blocks, which is quality, value, momentum, and smaller size, become our satellite holdings within the equity carve-out.
In the current market, what we've noticed is a lot of active asset managers becoming more and more benchmark cognizant. What this means for you as an investor is that you end up paying high cost active fees for what becomes a solution that looks more and more like your equity benchmark. So a far more cost efficient way to allocate money to active management is to use a low cost passive core as a majority of your equity exposure, and allocate to a high cost, high conviction active asset manager on the satellite portfolios. This allows investors to get the best of both worlds, allowing their total equity exposure to be delivered at a much lower cost because of their low cost passive core, while keeping a few high conviction and high cost active managers in the satellite position.